TCT presents Public Report, a look at the issues and events of importance to our viewing area. Now, here's your host.
Hello, I'm Pam Sullivan, and this is Public Report. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are meeting today with Cindy Mondello of Restoration Place Ministries, a wonderful ministry that talks to young women and young girls about how to refresh and restore their lives. Hello, Cindy.
Hey.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Listen, I want you to tell us, when I was looking over this information, this Restoration Place, it was just incredible to me how this ministry is so much needed in our culture. Our culture has just really done a lot to damage self-esteem and has brought a lot of problems on. And I'd like you just to tell our viewers a little bit about Restoration Place. What led you to get it started?
Well, it really has been it was an ongoing journey of coming to a place of just recognizing my own brokenness about going on about 12 years now ago, and just had really struggled with, like you mentioned, trying to fill all those places in my soul, all those empty places with everything the world seemed to offer, and it just never worked, and found myself just bound by a host of addictions and just really continuing to fall in the same pit, one after the other, and God really just began to grab my heart, and I guess it was just through my own journey of I had gotten involved in some Christian counseling, had really started working through some of this, really saw God just really start to break me free of just a lot of the things that had bound me, and began to really have a passion for, I wanted others to have what I had. And so that's really what led me to pursue my master's in counseling. And then from there, just really envisioned just a group of people that were walking with me, really together. We got together and just talked about what does it look like once you get your degree and you begin practicing counseling. And I knew that I wanted to be able to offer something that was more than just, not to say that there's not good that can come from just, secular psychology. There is, awareness that can come. And, I've seen, I don't want to down that, but I just know that without Christ at the center, I had never found the true freedom that I had so longed for, and so I wanted to be able to offer that, and that's really how the ministry came to be birthed, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. And there was a particular scripture that really led you to do that. A big part, God's used a lot of things in my life, but one thing was a Bible study, Breaking Free by Beth Moore, and the passage that she really based that whole study on was from Isaiah 61, and Isaiah 61:4 is where I really felt like the Lord gave me the name for the ministry. And that verse reads, "They will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations." And I just saw that as, so much of what I saw in my own life and so much of what I see in other women's lives is just, it really is, you can trace it back, just generational sin and just, just the continuance of brokenness in families, and just being able to just go back and rebuild that. So. Right. And in looking at your information, you have a quote in here, or a little sideline. It says, "For many young women, dreams have turned into nightmares. The beauty of their femininity has been cheapened by a culture that does not glorify God and that does not protect or honor women." What do you think about our culture? Obviously, there are so many things in our culture today that really do a lot to destruct that femininity. But what have you seen in a lot of the people that you've been talking with, the women and the girls that you've been meeting with?
Well, like you said, I think just the culture that we live in, I've heard it likened to Babylon, in the sense that it's excessive, it's all about outward appearance. You can't go to the grocery store without having at least a dozen covers of these, airbrushed women, of this is what you're supposed to look like. If you don't look like this, then you're not going to succeed in life. You're not going to have love. And
just the way sexual immorality has just really overtaken our culture. Just, everything goes. If it's good for you, if it's okay for you, it's okay for you. If it, and as long as it's not hurting anybody, just those kinds of thoughts. And so, young girls, women grow up thinking this is the answer. I've also seen just, statistics that we know. Some say 1 in 3, some say 1 in 4. Girls have been sexually abused. And that's just of those that come forward and admit it. And so I think that is another just tool that Satan is using to just really just bring a huge amount of destruction on women's lives.
Yeah, definitely. Now.